Martin, we're about halfway through exam season. How's it going from your point of view?
Yeah, it's been amazing, really. I don't think I've seen a logistical effort quite like it. It's like a military operation. And I've got to give a shout out to Paul Boys and Struan Mitchell. They've been amazing in what they've done to try and get the kids ready. But the kids' response and the staff's response has been brilliant. So we're pretty much on 100% attendance of exams halfway through. The feedback from the youngsters as they're coming out has been really positive. But it's been really hard, and half term can't come quickly enough. Really, the staff are on the knees, the kids are on the knees, but we know we've got another 10 days to go through when we come back. But couldn't be more pleased. And the 13s, I don't say enough about it, but they just go about it really quietly. Kev Me keeps it under the radar, but they've approached their exams in a really mature way as well. So. Can't get carried away, no complacency, but touch wood, I think so far we're doing okay.
And it's not just for the students themselves, it's the standard they set for their younger colleagues. They'll look up maybe acting as role models.
They've been great role models. That's one of the things that I keep praising them for. They really do set the tone. I remember a few years ago, you used to be worried about the last few days of year 11 because, you know, what might happen. It doesn't even cross my mind with this lot. They've been brilliant role models. And the really good thing, Rick, is that I've just come from a year 10 assembly where we're starting to get them ready for their set of first really important exams in 2 or 3 weeks' time. And it's great to talk to the year 10s and say, this is what the year 11s do, and they see it around school. So we're not painting a picture that they can't understand. We're saying, just be like them. But we're trying to bring it a little bit earlier. So I had a sense with year 11 this year. They came back in September and it was a bit, wow, here we go. And some of them reacted as if, you know, what's all this about? So with the year 10s, we're just trying to give them a bit more of a run up. And as the school improves and continues to improve and becomes that, you know, the great school I think it can, then obviously this all starts in year 7. But we're coming down gradually. We're earlier and earlier with year 10s. But we've also got to be mindful that we don't put too much pressure on too soon either.
Part of the preparation for exams is homework, of course, a word that strikes fear into a lot of people in my generation, certainly. But you know, that's something you've been looking at and will be progressing in September coming up.
Yeah, and I know some parents have been a little bit frustrated. Homework in my time here so far has been quite ad hoc. We've relied on the subject areas that felt they could benefit from setting homework to set it. We haven't monitored it too well. But that's been deliberate. I didn't think we were at the point as a school where we could really be effective with it. We've had a couple of breaks this year. We've introduced Sparks, a maths programme, which has really made things a lot easier in maths. So yeah, we're starting to roll out a more organised, more clearly defined homework policy that will be in place by September. It's still not going to be draconian. It's about, I think homework has to kind of just be that extra bit that will help the learning rather than something that is essential to what they do. But it'll get tighter, it will get better. And that is exciting because, like you say, we can start to build things in, you know, much earlier in year 7, 8 and 9.
We've got the blinds drawn because it's a nice, bright, sunny day out there, and when that happens at school, we have to take steps, don't we, to make sure that students are comfortable. And
yeah, we do. Not all schools do, but I've always taken the view that if it's too hot for me to wear my blazer or jacket, I don't see why the kids should. So we went really early on that this week. We said there's no expectation to wear blazers. We still want them to look smart though. We want the shirts tucked in, blah de blah. If it gets really hot, then we'll probably go to PE kit for a few days. At the moment, it's comfortable. But yeah, we've made the decision early, and we'll say that now for the rest of the summer. Blazers aren't, they're optional. They won't get into trouble for not having them on. But they're not forced not to wear them or wear them either.
Uniforms are a thing that the school takes very seriously, and I gather there are going to be some slight amendments to the uniform regulations coming up.
Yeah, we try a thin line with uniform. We have a line in the sand, and we try and enforce that to the very best of our ability, even though, to me, personally, it might not be the most important thing. but to the staff it's really important. So one of the things that the staff have been kind of grumbling about is a bit of ambiguity around piercings and nose studs. So I just want to give you as much warning as possible that the nose studs shouldn't be worn in school in any way, shape or form. This is going out to the parents really. We will be enforcing it. We don't really want to be spending too much time on it, but please support us with it, and certainly if we've got any appointments booked over half term or for the summer, please stick to piercings where we allow them rather than in the nose.
And just to be clear, that's not you sitting on a fence and being all draconian. That's something that you've had consultation with your teachers, and it's a good decision.
This is an interesting one actually, because I think probably the main drivers for this are the heads a year. We got 6 brilliant heads a year if you include the sixth form, and they spend a huge amount of their time kind of keeping the standards high. And this is an example of something that really has come from them, and I just want to support them.
Mm-hmm.
They do a brilliant job, and if this makes their life easier and stops difficult phone calls or phone calls that detract from the learning of the youngsters, then I'll do anything I can to support it.
Talked a lot about exams and rules and regulations. It's not all serious and dull, is it? We have a lovely time here, and it's been a great time. Particular favourite of yours of liaising with the primaries around.
Please remind me that we have a lovely time.
we do.
That's a time to remind. Thanks, Rick. The work with the primary schools I think is vital. So a couple of really good examples. The sport and PE has been happening. We're working with a couple of them now about making sure that we organise their sports day with them on our site with our sports leaders, so they have a lovely time. But the music department they've been doing a brilliant job. So Gav Martin's been out. You may have seen the videos. He's not shy, he's Gav. He's a bit of a showman and a bit of an entertainer, but it was lovely seeing him out in the primary schools doing what he does with our youngsters and giving them a flavour of what music at Lipson might be like. So some really good news from the primary schools, and as you say, all work and no play, I think is the saying, isn't it? So we like to do a bit of nice stuff as well.
Good, excellent, lovely, thank you
very much.
Thank you.